Hey, hello everybody, welcome back. Opening some Amonkhet today.
Woo!
New set,
Yeah.
some stuff. I found the set to be a little lackluster personally for the type of games that we play, but the prospect of getting invocations is pretty nice.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also worth noting that for sets that have inventions and masterpiece stuff, I still have a streak going. You guys broke the streak, but I wasn't in that video, so I could potentially be present for yet another one if we opened an invocation in this. Which would just be justice, really.
Yeah.
Got some stuff. Yeah, so the buy a box promo. Kinda, yeah. That is what that is.
He's a big piece. He's okay.
It's alright. Big beefy dude.
Sphinx or the dude?
Oh, I think I gotta go with the dude. Yeah, I'll take the dude.
Dude packs. Dude packs. Start with the kitty.
Eh.
The kitty guy.
See, now if that was an option, I mean, you gotta go with the kitty. Boop. Some stuff. I noticed there's a lot of snakes in the set. So, that's pretty cool.
Few.
Everyone likes a snake.
First uncommon is by force.
Ooh.
When you really hate artifacts. Second uncommon is a honored crop captain. I'm not really a fan of all the crop names. Like, I understand it story-wise, but it's still weird.
Mm.
Third uncommon is an exemplar of strength. And our rare
strong looking.
is an Aven Mind Sensor.
Starting off pretty strong.
That's
It's a good one.
best way to start.
I mean, I think we have 4 of the Future Sight one, but hey, why not? I like this art a lot,
Yeah.
too.
It's got the bolus horns.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. I really hope that after the follow-up to this set, I forget what it's called.
Hour of Devastation.
Yeah, that's what it's called. I hope that there's a viable cat deck. That would be nice.
But they banned a cat.
Yeah, they did.
I mean, it needs to be done.
Yeah. They could have banned Saheeli, I suppose, but...
It's true. First uncommon is a devoted crop mate. Saheeli's nice, though, and it's the mythic
true.
face of the set, too. That's going to be a blow.
Yeah.
Though I guess Emrakul was, too.
And Jesze, the Mind Sculptor.
Second uncommon is a Gale Strike. Third uncommon is Limits of Solidarity.
Ooh.
Really good at this.
Apparently.
And a rare is...
Apparently a little rusty.
Cascading Cataracts.
So does that one even do? I'm
It's
not
an
even sure.
indestructible land that you can pay 5 mana to make 5 mana in any combination of colors.
Oh. Okay.
It's
It's indestructible,
It's indestructible.
I guess.
So hey, if you want to cast Armageddon off it, there's that.
Warrior token.
Best card.
Best card.
Ancient Crab.
Oh, that's a pretty good card. The art is definitely
Yeah.
superior on this version.
Yes. This art is amazing.
Of the Crab Daddy. It's definitely one of my favorite crustaceans. Yay.
First uncommon, onward to victory.
So, let us know in the comments how you feel about this card frame. I personally think it's extremely ugly and stupid.
Yeah, that's about how it goes for me, too.
But,
Second uncommon, by force.
alright. You're really forcing those.
Yeah. Third uncommon is a Weaver of Currents.
I like that card.
Yeah,
It seems sweet and limited.
Mm-hmm. And a rare is a Glyph Keeper.
Ooh.
It's pretty good. Hard to deal with threat for limited.
Yeah.
And you get an Embalm back. And a
Oh,
foil
boy.
Honored Hydra.
There it is.
Our foil rare.
There it is.
6 mana for 6/6 trample. And
Yeah.
it's pretty good.
But I guess Embalm is cheaper.
Yeah,
That's
Embalm
true.
is cheaper for 6/6 with trample.
Yeah.
That's pretty big body.
Yep.
Ooh, and the foil.
Yeah, okay,
foil
that's
land.
significantly better than all the other crap. It's not a foil land. It's full art land.
Can that show up as foil? I'm not even sure.
Probably? Probably.
I'd assume so.
Yeah. Yeah, this just seems really not going anywhere.
2 Cartouches right in a row.
Ooh. Cartouche.
Cartouche.
You gotta remember, because it rhymes with douche. So it sounds very, very dirty.
First uncommon is Censor. This is a pretty good card.
Yeah. See, I should have censored myself before I said what I just said there.
Second uncommon is Lay Bare the Heart.
Okay.
Third uncommon is Oketra's Monument. And our rare is...
Ugh.
Insult to Injury.
I don't even care what it does. It looks awful.
It's got a Minotaur, dude. It's shouting words or something.
Barely. It barely has a Minotaur, dude. Hey, was that an embalmed token?
No, just Warrior.
Just let me know when we get some of the embalmed tokens.
Because he's got half his head shaved off, but the other half is long. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah. He likes to live an alternative lifestyle. Yeah. I wish these were a little prettier.
First uncommon is a Sacred Excavation. Second uncommon, Lay Bare the Heart.
Seems familiar.
Third uncommon is an Edifice of Authority.
And some good?
A Plague Belcher.
Oh, yeah, actually, that's a good one. That's a pretty good one.
He's pretty big.
Mm-hmm.
And
big old boy.
Just an island.
Very pretty island.
And the one that pops out, the punch card tokens.
Oh, yeah. The first one you opened had one of those, too.
Woo! When you need bricks. There you go.
Apparently.
We're going to save all the Sphinxes for the end.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm not, like... What would you be excited to open in this? Other than, obviously, any masterpiece would be great.
I mean, we got an Aven Mind Sensor.
That's true.
As Foretold would be nice.
Yeah. The Gideon.
Seems pretty fancy.
Gideon's okay. I'm just
pretty good modern, turns out.
Yeah.
Gideon.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just overall, I'm a little...
Synchronized Strike.
I think this set's a little weaker than most.
Ruthless Sniper. Crocodile of the Crossing.
I do like
rare is a Glory Bound Initiate.
Okay.
I actually quite like this card.
Not sure what it does.
It's a 2-mana 3/1, but you can exert it to give it +1/+3 and lifelink.
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah,
it's a 3/1, and then
4/4.
once they have a blocker, now it's a 4/4 with lifelink. Pretty good for races.
Yeah. Good.
And the Swamp.
That's a good one. It's a good man.
Another half head shaved warrior.
It's a style, you know? That or someone was like scalping him and then his friend saved him at the last moment.
Got a bit of zeal.
Hmm.
And some solid... Wow.
Well, 3 in a row.
Interesting.
Jeez. You should put those in a sack and then you'll have a cartouche bag.
First uncommon is Patra's Mark. Second uncommon is Lord of the Accursed. Oh yeah, uncommon lords. Third uncommon is the Sheffet Monitor.
I mean, this is a very feudal
and a rare
society.
is a Curator of Mysteries.
That
That's
seems
pretty good. So it's 4 mana, 4/4 with
worst.
flying. When you cycle or discard a card,
Yeah.
you discard one, but it cycles for 1 mana.
Yeah, that seems not terrible.
Which makes it pretty good in living.
Normally anything that cycles for 1 mana is like a 5 mana 3/4 with no abilities or something boring.
And this is a 4/4
But
flyer.
That's pretty good.
For living end, this is a pretty decent
It's pretty
card.
good. And more stuff.
Things.
Actually, that's the one on these packs that you're saving.
Oh, it is too.
Yeah. To consult a sphinx is a test in patience. Perhaps that's the point. No mythics so far. So, still that to look forward
Cryptic Serpent, first uncommon. Second uncommon, Faith of the Devoted. Third uncommon, Stir the Sands. And the rare is
No.
Failure to Comply.
That is an epic failure.
Yeah, it's not the greatest. Interesting.
I don't even
but-
care what it does. It looks ugly.
And a Plains.
Yeah, I really, really enjoy the Bolus Horn full art lands in this.
They're pretty sweet.
Yeah. Like, I think they put them in there because they look so nice to make up for these because they look so awful. So you see this and you go, oh man. And then you see your land and you go, oh well.
At
That
least you
saved
got
it.
a land.
That saved it. At least there's
Velocipede.
it's a good man.
A horrible card and an amazing name.
It's not a horrible card
it's a
limited.
5 mana, 5/5,
because this
but-
limited format's actually pretty underpowered.
Colossipede, you just think?
It is pretty good. You'd think it'd be a little better.
It'd be a little better than just a 5 mana, 5/5.
Well, like, compare that to that Sandworm that's like a 7/7 that cycles for 1.
First uncommon is a Bone Picker, which is a pretty sweet card. Second uncommon, Rona's Monument. Third uncommon, Grim Strider.
I like the art of that, man.
Yes. And a rare is...
Oh.
Temet
I know this
Vizier of Naktaman? Naktaman?
Noctamun? I don't know. Something like
Legendary
that.
2/2. And at the beginning of combat on your turn, target creature token you control gets +1/+1, can't be blocked. And of course, he can embalm himself for 5, in which case he can just target himself with that.
Yep.
And
It's pretty good, man. Woo!
Full Art Mountain, or Island.
Ooh, finally. One of those. Isn't it? Or is that just a token?
Oh, yeah, that is,
Yeah, it's an embalm,
that
dude.
is an embalm dude.
I've been just
It
waiting to
doesn't
see
have
one.
any other abilities.
Yeah. I've just been waiting to see one. It's pretty cool. I love that they're white zombies because they're mummies. It's great.
Mm-hmm. Compelling argument.
It's pretty compelling. That dude. See, that... I mean, it's not great, but that seems more colossal than a Colossipede.
7 mana, 7/7 that can't be blocked by small
Yeah.
things.
It's pretty colossal. Just a 5/5 for 5.
Bantu's Monument. First uncommon. Destined to Lead is our second and third. Third uncommon, Cast Out. Which is actually a pretty good card.
Yeah.
Cycles for 1 mana, puts an enchantment in the graveyard for Tarmogoyf.
Yeah.
And
Delirium.
Yes.
Delirium's being played, at least. So.
Archfiend of Ifnir. Which we already have one. Shiny
Which arch do you think is better? Let us know in the comments. I mean, it's not close. I think that one's probably a little better, but...
And...
Poop. That could have been
card.
so much more full art and have more Bolus horns in it. Are there any Bolus horns in it? Nope. Not a horn in sight.
Well, it's gotta be special.
Yeah, I get it.
Some Sentinels.
Bunch of junk.
First uncommon, Time to Reflect.
That will be
Second
after the
uncommon
video.
is Censor. Third uncommon, Deem Worthy.
Okay.
And rare is
Sound good?
Haptra Vizier of Poisons.
So no.
It's a legendary 2/2, and when it deals combat damage to a player, you may put a -1/-1 counter on target creature. Whenever you put a 1 or more -1/-1 counters on a creature, create a 1/1 green snake creature token with Death Touch. Seems pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
And
Does that work with persist? Like if you have that in play, if something persists, you get a snake.
yeah,
It's kind of cool.
yeah, it's not just from the ability. The 1/1 insect.
All right. Not terrible. It's pretty cool looking. So I'm a little annoyed because as far as I can tell, there's no Pharaoh in this set.
Because Nicobolus is the God Pharaoh.
Is it?
Yes.
Is that why? Okay. Fair
One
enough.
card references him.
Fair
I
enough.
believe. Or God Pharaoh's Gift is the card that's being referenced. That doesn't exist yet. Oh yeah, Camel. The best part of this Camel is it can kill Planeswalkers.
Yeah. I that's another thing. Why didn't they reprint actual camel? Because there's a lot of deserts in this set.
It's true. Maybe they're saving it for the next one.
Could be.
Nest of Scarabs is our first uncommon. Second uncommon is a Defiant Great Maw. Third uncommon, Cast Out. And a rare is Shadow of the Grave. Turn to your hand all cards all cards in your graveyard that you cycled or discarded this turn. If you got Noose Constructor,
Yeah, that's
game.
pretty good. That's pretty good.
probably some kind of combo around those. And, Kitra's name. Foil. Yeah, it's okay.
But more importantly, full art land.
You get a 3/2 with Vigilance Mummy, though.
That's pretty good. So, still have not opened any mythics, so there's
They're
still
all
a
right
ton
here.
of mythics. Well, I hope they're not all right there. I got a big old stack that I'm hoping has at least one. Although really, I think if you open any masterpiece, that pretty much immediately means you win. So
Yeah. First uncommon, Warfire Javelineer. Vizier of Deferment.
that's a good man. I like him.
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty decent. Third uncommon is an Angler Drake. And a rare is Pull from Tomorrow.
Is that the
Draw X
yeah.
cards and discard card.
Yeah.
So many things. And
Oh!
Forest.
Now-
A regular one.
That would have been nice if it was a full art, but still.
Another one to go with it.
Oh, come on. I mean, if you're going to
And
give
an
a
Anointer Priest.
if you're going to give a foil basic, the least you can do is give a full art with it. Come on.
Like, hey, this could have been foil.
Come on. Also, I think this is my favorite cancel art that there's
That's
there's
pretty
ever
sweet
been.
cancel art.
It's pretty cool. Bunch of junk. There are really cool creature types in this, though.
Yes, and they brought back Jackals.
Yeah.
First uncommon, Embalmer's Tools.
Ugh.
Second uncommon, from start to finish. Third uncommon is an Angler Drake. And a rare is
Something sweet?
Hazoret's Favor.
So no?
At the beginning of combat on your turn, you may have target creature you control get +2/+0 and haste. And if you do, sacrifice at the beginning of the next end.
Oh, okay. So like ball lightnings things?
Yeah, it
Kind
makes
of.
everything ball lightning, basically.
That's kind of neat. Doesn't give trample, though.
And mountain.
So I guess not quite.
Just haste and sacrifice.
Sure. What? Do you see the shape of this thing's head? I was trying to it's like a mountain or something. Also, there's a little building on the top of his head. I thought that was growing out of his body.
I think that's one of the pillars in the
Yeah,
background,
no,
but
well,
yeah.
it is, but it looks like it's just he's got a little building on
Mighty
his head.
Leap. It's got amazing art.
Yeah, yeah. I do like the art in the set for the most part. I mean,
Yeah,
I
the
might...
Colossal P looks amazing.
Yeah, yeah. I might enjoy the art on the split cards, but I can't see it because they don't utilize the space very well.
First uncommon, Kenra Charioteer. Second uncommon is the Trial of Knowledge.
That's a epic picture as well.
Third uncommon is Grasping Dunes, which is really cool art. All zombies just stuck in the dunes. And a rare
Good old
is
desert.
an Honored Hydra.
I feel like we had one of those. And it was
And-
significantly shinier.
Planes. That's pretty cool art.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's not full art,
But it's there.
but it's there.
So you've got 3 packs and you still haven't done any mythics, which is shocking.
That's really shocking.
This is quite a surprise. Again, though,
Started so strong with it.
I know.
Mind
yeah.
sensor. And
If you crack a masterpiece, you'll probably beat the 6 mythics that'll open, so it doesn't really matter.
a Labyrinth Guardian. First uncommon. Trial of
Labyrinth.
Zeal. Second. Decimator Beetle is our third. And the
Hey,
rare
the beetles.
is
Ugh,
Mouth to Feed
gross.
and Forest.
No one wants to watch someone eating. It's disgusting. It's got so much filth upon it. Weird.
Fanbear.
That's a sweet card in limited. Any tapper really is, but seems
First
pretty good.
uncommon. Gate to the Afterlife. See, search for the God Pharaoh's gift.
Yeah,
Which isn't a card that doesn't exist yet.
Yeah. Have any of those ever been good? The ones that it'll fetch something in the next set, and then the thing in the next set's like, oh, it's a 5-mana 1/1.
I would. I mean, it doesn't
Yeah, but it
strictly
doesn't-
name
yeah.
something, but
No, but I mean more like anything that's search for a card, name this, that isn't itself. And that thing
Not
isn't released yet.
really.
They've always been a total letdown.
Sixth Sense is our second
They
uncommon.
should just make one that's insane. Just for funsies.
Third uncommon, Aven Wind Guide.
It's a good man.
And our rare is a Canyon Sloth.
I forgot those were in the set until you just opened it.
Cycling Duel.
Those I like. Those I like
Yeah,
because
they
they're
got the-
actual
They got
duels.
the names.
Yeah.
And a mountain.
Those are quite enjoyable.
Wow.
You're a little starved on mythic rares so far. Yeah, I really like
This would
these
have been the
cycling duels.
top pack in my pile.
Top pack. Let's see if it's the top pack out of the ones you've opened.
Evolving Wilds.
It's a good man.
Yeah.
Good sign, too.
Embalmer's Tools. An Enigma Drake. I really like this card.
Yeah.
I think this might have modern potential because you can't bolt it.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Third uncommon. Blood Rage Brawler.
And
And a rare is...
hey! You did it! You did it!
Nissa, Steward of Elementals.
That's
which
a good
is
one.
Sweet card.
It's a really good one.
A Planeswalker with X in its cost, starting with X loyalty. +2 to scry 2. 0 to look at the top card of your library. If it's a land or a creature card with converted mana cost less than or equal to the number of loyalty counters on Nissa, you get to put it on the field. And -6 to untap up to 2 lands you control. They become 5/5s.
Yeah.
Flying haste.
Yeah, it's really good design.
Beatings.
And it's a really good design.
The fact that you can just ultimate her on the turn you
Yeah.
play her.
Also, the fact that Nissa's now has some blue potential is kind of cool.
And
Hey!
Fallout Forest, go along with it.
Perfect. Perfect. Well, that was a very strong end.
That was a
very strong
I had
end.
a strong beginning and a very strong
Yeah.
end.
I was actually, at that point, I was like, it'd be kind of cool if you didn't open any mythics, so I was almost cheering for that.
I know, it's impressive.
I'll take it.
We'll take it.
So, we're going to do my stack next, switch places, and we'll see you back. Alrighty, my turn. So, got all these things. You had a very, very strong end. So, we're going to see if we can match that. Probably with a strong middle, since opening one Planeswalker is very unlikely. So, a bunch of stuff that I'm not going to say, unless I see something particularly interesting. That Festering Mummy has cool art.
And you got the camel. Thank
They
you,
get a camel.
Planeswalkers.
So, we have a Hazoret's Monument. We have Oketra's Attendant. We have Blood Rage Brawler. And... hey, Blue God! Kefnet the Mindful. That's a pretty strong start, too.
Mm-hmm.
These gods are... some of them seem kind of interesting, but for the most part, I don't know. I'm not really impressed by any of them in particular. But
The
this
green
one...
one's by far the easiest to activate, so I quite like
Definitely,
that one.
definitely, yeah. But this one is 2 colorless and a blue, flying indestructible. Kefnet the Mindful can attack or block unless you have 7 or more cards in hand, which, in a blue deck, I mean, it's doable, but I don't know if you really care that much in a blue deck for this thing.
It's
And-
a finisher.
Yeah, and you can pay 3 colorless and a blue to draw a card, and then you may return a land you control to its owner's hand.
Good way
So,
of getting up to 7.
yeah, it's kind of drawing 2 cards. And we got a mountain, and we got some junk. Yeah, seems okay. I think it's definitely not as good as Thassa, especially because, I don't think a mono blue deck's gonna happen like it did.
Yeah, like
in
4
the day.
mana to draw cards is
Yeah.
maybe a little worse than just scry one every turn.
Yeah, plus, I mean, that one had, like, mono blue devotion it could go into, which fit perfectly. Gate to the Afterlife, Honored Crop Captain, Oketra's Attendant, and Prowling Serpopard. Now, I don't know, that was hard to say. So it's a green and a colorless for a 4/3. Prowling Serpopard, it can't be countered. Creature spells you control can't be countered. But most importantly, this is a cat snake,
Yeah.
which is amazing. And we have a foil Ornery Kudu, and an island, and a warrior. But, most importantly, a cat snake.
A cat snake.
Can't go wrong with a cat snake. Man, these just come apart, don't they? You made nice little piles on the side, and I'm just
You're
making
just throwing
the
things
biggest
everywhere.
mess in the world. So I'm just flinging things
Yeah.
all over the place. So we have True Heart Twins, who look like... for a second I thought they were holding snakes, and I'm like, that's amazing, but they're just wonky, doopy swords. True Heart Duelist, Vizier of Tumbling Sands, and Never Return.
Never to return.
Okay, fine.
That's the naming convention.
Is it? Okay. No, never / return, like whenever you look these things up. So, destroy target creature or planeswalker, sorcery speed, and it has Aftermath for 4 mana. Exile target card from graveyard, make a 2/2 zombie. Okay. And a forest. And a cat. Everyone likes a kitty. Let's switch it up a little. Let's go with this one. Right. So I have no compelling argument why I picked this particular pack, but... Another kitty. I like that one. He's got a doopy face. And I like him because he's got a doopy face. Okay, so we got a Cryptic Serpent. We got Trial of Strength.
I get all the strength.
Definitely. Oketra's Monument. And... Sandworm Convergence. It is kind of cool that there's one other sandworm in the set.
Yeah. I really do like this flavor.
Yeah, it's cool. And I think you could almost throw this into a shell with Form of the Dragon, like an Enduring Ideal type deck, because it's pretty sweet.
Only creatures without flying can attack me, and only creatures, they also have to have flying to attack me.
Yeah. Pretty good. So it's really heavily costed. I don't think you're going to be casting this anytime soon, but it costs 6 generic and 2 green.
In green, that's not that difficult.
Yeah, but for 8 mana, something that doesn't do anything immediately is pretty poor.
Gets rid of one of green's weaknesses, flying creatures.
I guess.
It makes 5/5.
Eventually. Well, I guess it's on your end step, that's true. So, it does make a 5/5. But, yeah, we kind of already explained what that does, so I'm not going to bother reading it. Island Warrior stuff. Might be okay in limited.
Might be asking a little much in limited.
Well, if you're playing like a blue-green shell and you open a lot of those 2 colorless guys, the guys that tap 2 colorless,
that's true.
It's definitely doable. And in limited, it could possibly win the game, just on its own. A whole bunch of nonsense.
5/5 every turn, probably pretty unbeatable.
This seems sweet. I really like not in modern or anything, but just a 2/3 for 2, and it's only when it becomes a target of a spell, so there's no tap target creature, oh I killed it. But so they actually have to point a spell at this, which if you're pointing a spell at something, it's probably a kill spell anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And it embalms for a fairly reasonable cost. So that's pretty sweet. On Crop Crasher, Weaver of Currents. That's the dude I was talking about to help cast the things that are stuff. And we have a kitty! And it's not just a kitty, it's the Kitty Lord!
Yeah!
Costs 3 generic, 2 white, 3/3. It's a cat. Other cats you control get +1/+1 and have lifelink. When it enters the battlefield, you create 2 1/1 white cat creature tokens with lifelink already. Which seems a little weird that he gives lifelink to cats, but the cats he makes have the lifelink naturally, so they don't really need the lifelink that he gives them.
That is weird. I didn't even notice that.
Whatever, dude. And we got a plains, and we got that.
He really likes to make sure that his buddies have lifelink.
It's true, yeah. So even if he dies, he's not going to leave them with crippling dead. They have their own lifeline. Okay. Oh man, these wrappings really are illusory. Yeah. Okay, so a bunch of stuff. Manticore, really? Huh. Cool.
Yeah, there's a few Manticores running around. Just usual.
I mean, haven't seen a Manticore in a while. Consuming Fervor. Open into Wonder. I hope to open something wondrous in this pack. Baleful Emmet. And Liliana! Death's Majesty. So, that's pretty good.
It's pretty nice.
3 generic, 2 black. It's a Planeswalker, obviously. Liliana. 5 loyalty starting. Goes up 1 to make a 2/2 black zombie creature token, and it mills for 2. You for 2. -3 to return a creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield, and it becomes a black zombie. That's pretty sweet. And -7, destroy all non-zombie creatures. That is a good man. Or in this case, lady. Alright. So far that's 2 out of 3 Planeswalkers, right?
Pretty impressive.
Yeah. I mean, Gideon, I think, is probably the priciest one. But, I don't know. Still a chance at it. We've only opened 2 mythics. They both been Planeswalkers? 3 mythics, sorry. Mythics. 1 was a god.
Yeah, you did open a god.
Forgot about that.
It's just a god. Everyone forgets about it.
Exactly. Especially these days. 6th Sense. Haven Wind Guide. Shefet Monitor. All right. And Sweltering Suns. Red, colorless. Deals 3 damage to each creature, and it cycles for 3 generic mana. And that looks amazing. Vizier of Many Faces. Sweet.
Oh, yeah.
That's that clone one, right?
Yeah, it's the clone one, yeah.
All right. I'm feeling a bit of whatever this thing is.
I think it's Jackal.
Is it a jackal? Is it jackal?
Jackal.
Is it jackal?
Jackal.
All right. Sparring Mummy. That's great. Oh yeah, I forgot giant spiders in this.
Mm-hmm.
That's such a I get that it fits and all, but that feels like such a core set thing that I don't know. Just seems weird to have that in a non-core set. Yes, Bone Picker.
Such a sweet card.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Can be pretty cheap. Ronus's Monument. Grim Strider. I think I remember these 3 in this exact order from one of your packs.
I don't know if it was the same monument, but I think it was a monument between them.
Between a Bone Picker and a Grim Strider. And we have Liliana's Mastery. 3 generic, black, zombies you control get +1/+1. When it enters the battlefield, you get 2/2/2 black zombie creature tokens, which don't enter tapped, which is actually makes this pretty interesting. And a forest.
And there's kind of a lot of zombies.
Yeah. So I'm probably going to be playing black, I think. just from seeing some of these cool cards. But we will see.
Maybe white for the Kitty Lord.
Potentially. I mean, I might not be able to turn that down. Kitties and zombies?
Yeah, kitties.
Bantu's Monument. Excuse me. Seraph of the Suns. Grave Digger. And Prepare to Fight, I assume. Yes? I don't see how else that would make. Prepare from Fight. Tap target creature, +2/+2 lifelink. Aftermath, fight something. Yeah, I don't really care. And a foil Electrify, which seems good and limited, but that's about it.
I like the foiling effect on the
Yeah, the foiling effect is sweet.
Any landing effect's always going to be cool. Foil.
Indeed. Let's open one of this young lady. Bunch of crap. Painful lesson I saw in there. Zenith Seeker. Hapatra's Mark. On-Crop Champion. And we got Dusk Till Dawn. Destroy all creatures with power 3 or greater. I kind of ruined that. Aftermath. Returns all creatures with power 2 or less from your graveyard to your hand. Seems pretty good, actually.
Yeah, like some kind of white weenie shell.
Yeah. And I mean, it is a Wrath for 4. It's just not a complete Wrath for 4.
And you got the full air mountain there.
Yeah, most importantly. Okay. What do we got for dupes? Well, we've seen it already, haven't we? I'm sure you opened one at some point.
I think those are every 1 in 4 packs.
Is that what it is?
Something like that.
Yeah, and like Essence Scatter feels like another core set thing that's been reprinted in the set.
They really did need it.
Cancel.
With how pushed creatures are, you needed
a
good old 2-mana counter.
I suppose for like standard and whatnot, but like this set, it's terrible because so many things embalm. It's like if I counter it, they're just gonna play it again. So we have Warfire Javelineer, Trial of Solidarity, Lay Claim, and our rare/mythic. Gideon of the Trials! We did it, boys! All 3 Planeswalkers. I guess I'm playing black-white. Jesus. Okay, white, colorless. It's a Planeswalker Gideon. Starts with 3 loyalty. You've
never seen those connections before?
No. 3 loyalty. Until your next turn, prevent all damage target permanent would deal. It's pretty cool. And it's not just 2 Gideon, so that's nice. 0 until end of turn. He becomes a 4/4. That's nothing new. Or 0, you get an emblem with, as long as you control a Gideon, you can't lose the game and your opponents can't win the game, which seems really cool.
Surprisingly very good in Modern.
Yeah.
Against a lot of combo decks like Ad Nauseam.
And there's a lot of really decent Gideons, so you could almost just have a bunch of Gideons in your deck of different varieties.
Send enough things a Gideon to kill them and then play another Gideon.
Yeah, exactly. And you can just immediately, the turn you play him is now as long as I have a Gideon, I'm good. So that's pretty sweet. And we also got a forest and another thing. So I'm probably playing black-white. That's just a guess that may be reasonable. from what I've seen so far. Okay, so do we have any other duplicates? This is a duplicate, so we will crack open this one. Or apparently fling it out of our hands. Ah, it's exciting now. This is actually the first time in a long time we've opened Planeswalkers on camera, too. Cat on the top is always
got one
good.
of each. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, that is pretty good. Wayward Servant. It's pretty good, man. From a white-black super sealed that may happen. Flame Blade Adept. Spring
to mind.
Spring to mind? Okay. Fair enough. And we got New Perspectives, which is not the blue enchantment I was hoping for, but it costs 5 generic and a blue. When it enters the battlefield, you draw 3. As long as you have 7 or more in your hand, you may pay 0 rather than pay cycling costs. That seems kind of cool. And I think we got a foil. Trial of Solidarity. And
Pretty decent.
Yeah. It's an okay man. This is also a duplicate. So we'll go ahead and crack that. Okay, Ancient Crab on the top. That's always a good sign. Nest of Scarabs. Crocodile of the Crossing. Vizier of Deferment. And Irrigated Farmland. It's pretty good. It's the blue-white cycling land. Got an island and thing.
And punch card.
Good old punch card. Okay, so I have five different pictures
I do
here.
quite like the punch card.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's handy.
It actually makes me kind of wonder why they didn't do that with things in the past for their like supplementary stuff for pre-releases and whatnot. Which one should I go with? I'm gonna save the kitty for last, so let's go with this dude. Okay, compelling argument, brute strength, some cartouches. All right, we have Vizier of Remedies, Zenith Seeker, which actually what this should do is when it enters the battlefield, you search for a card with Zenith in its name. Like Green Sun Zenith or,
Blue Sun Zenith.
I mean, he's seeking a Zenith. That makes way more sense than what he actually does. On Crop Crasher and Throne of the God Pharaoh.
Ooh, I quite like this card.
Yeah, you were talking about this earlier. Apparently,
Well, no, I thought about the gate, but yeah.
Well, you're talking about the God Pharaoh. So,
Big bolus.
Yeah, so it's a legendary artifact, costs 2. At the beginning of your end step, each opponent loses life equal to the number of tapped creatures you control.
Pretty good for like elves and things.
Yeah,
like
seems
Modern
okay.
Legacy. You don't even need to attack with them. Just tap them for mana.
And a Sweet Plains and a Zombie. I think the Plains is probably my favorite of the... the Island's pretty good too. I don't know. I think I'm gonna give it to the Plains though, because the Plains is basically just a sky with the horns. Which looks super neat. Okay. Bunch of stuff. Another Sandworm. Okay, we got a Flame Blade Adept. Protection of the Heckma. Alright. Vizier of Tumbling Sands. And our rare/mythic is a Harsh Mentor, which is pretty good. So it's a colorless and a red for a 2/2. So already it's a bear. So it's gotta be good. And whenever an opponent activates an ability of an artifact, creature, or land on the battlefield, if it isn't a mana field, or if it isn't a mana ability, Harsh Mentor deals 2 damage to that player. That seems pretty good.
Pretty sweet.
And we got a Sweet Island that I was just talking about. And an Unwavering Initiate. Pretty decent. Okay, saving the cat for last. Let's go with the lady. The young lady. Go through all the junk. Watchful Naga. We have Reduce to Rubble. Scaled Behemoth. And our rare/mythic. Commit to Memory. Put target spell or non-land permanent on top... into its owner's library second from the top for 4. And memory is 6. Each player shuffles his or her hand and graveyard into his or her library, then draws 7 cards.
It's a wheel effect.
It is a wheel effect. It's an expensive wheel effect. Okay, Kitty's last, so that means Sphinx is up next.
Sphinxy.
So 1 god and 3 planeswalkers is pretty sweet.
Yeah.
For mythics, because usually, I think there is a fair amount of poop mythics, and I don't think we really opened any. Because even if the god is not that great, someone will want them. So, Lord of the Accursed, Hazaret's Monument, Destined to Lead, and Channeler Initiate. I'm not actually sure what this... Oh, this guy. Okay,
Yeah, this is a pretty cool card.
Yeah, so it costs a colorless and a green. It's a 3/4, so, seems like most creatures printed these days. Although not so much in this set. When it enters the battlefield, you put 3 -1/-1 counters on target creature you control, so you can pick him, make it a 0/1, and you can tap to remove a -1/-1 counter from Channeler Initiate, and add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool.
So it's a mana dork that eventually becomes a threat?
Yeah, it's
Or
cool.
late game, it can just be a threat.
Yeah.
And kill something.
Yeah, and if you're playing this with a lot of those black cards, like the zombies, that kind of benefit from dying or can just come back for free, then yeah, it's just 2 mana 3/4. Seems pretty good. And a forest. Cool forest, too. Okay, so we got 1 pack, which means 1 chance to open a masterpiece.
That would probably make this box ridiculous.
It would. But
Opening 1 of each Planeswalker.
yes, but I'd hate to break my streak, so I think we have to. So I'm going to go through this one slowly. Mighty Leap, Ancient Crab, that's a great sign. Desert Ceradon, Forsake the Worldly, Unburden, Shed Weakness, Trespasser's Curse, Final Reward. I hope my final reward is a sweet masterpiece. Winds of Rebuke, Binding Mummy. First uncommon, True Heart Twins. Then we have a Shadow Storm Vizia. Then we have Exemplar of Strength. And a rare, Soul Scar Mage. This seems okay. So it's a red for a 1/2 human wizard with prowess. If a source you control would deal non-combat damage to a creature an opponent controls, put that many -1/-1 counters on that creature instead. And we have nothing. It's a mountain.
It's a mountain.
And Honored Hydra.
Hey, I have 2 of those. I might be playing it.
Yeah, possibly. All right. So, all in all, no masterpiece, which is a little unfortunate. But we opened 4 mythics, and they were all really good mythics.
Yeah, 1 of each Planeswalker.
Yeah, and a god. So I don't know how you can really complain about that. Seems like a pretty decent box to me.
Mm-hmm.
So we will be back next week for Super Sealed, using these things, make some decks from each of our piles, and we'll see how that goes. So, see you next week.
Why?